Welcome to another exciting edition of the Premier League Zone. My name is Anthony Ajulu, and this is your number one family radio station, Inspiration FM. It's a wet Tuesday morning, but we're here to warm you up with some sports this morning. We had some Premier League gist this morning, and there's quite a bit to get through on the show today. As always, I'm not alone, but Bruno is here, and of course, Triple O is here as well. Tijani is somewhere there, and of course, our Igbo cameraman is somewhere there as well. Cameraman, what's your name, sir? I don't even know your name. Can you tell us your name? Usi. Tosin. Okay, Tosin. Yes, Tosin. It's a very good cameraman. Anyway, guys, how are you doing this morning? How are you doing this morning?
But it is wet.
He touched me. I'm good. Glad to be here, Anthony. I don't want to go through whatever I went through this morning.
Yeah, well, you know.
Again.
It's human life. Triple, how are you doing this morning?
It's wet.
They should just close the floodgate. The floodgate of Mushin should be closed. Well, aside that, I'm fine.
Anyway, you can reach us on the show this morning. 0700-923-923 923 is the number for you to call. 0700-923-923 923. You can also send us messages on WhatsApp at 081-7313 6193. 081-7313-6193 is where to send your WhatsApp messages to. And of course, you can also join us live on Facebook at Inspiration FM 92.3. Just leave your comments under the live feed. We'll read them on the show. Yes, we're building up to the return of the English Premier League after the international break. Of course, there are matches this weekend. The Merseyside Derby comes up this weekend. The London Derby between Chelsea and Arsenal comes up this weekend as well. So we're looking ahead to that one as we move along in the week. But for now, the big gist is still at Manchester United.
Right now.
Like I always say, I'm glad we have a United fan in the studio. Apparently, buddy. Yes, nothing has been confirmed yet, but it is believed that if Sir Jim Ratcliffe gets his wish and buys 25% of United and then gets control of the footballing side of things at United, he plans a complete overhaul of the United footballing department, and Erik ten Hag will be happy about that. Actually, the football department is overhauled. Emilio Murto, Darren Fletcher. I don't understand what his background is in all of this.
Richard
Arnold, all these guys will probably let go at the end of the day. But the other side of that is that they are unlikely to give money to Ten Hag in the transfer market due to financial fair play restrictions and all of that. Plus, it is believed that Jim Ratcliffe himself believes that United have overpaid for players for many years. Actually, many last-minute offers have led them to overpay for players and then eventual rejections. He's trying to, sort out all that mess at the end of the day. But look, as much as you might want to complain, I think if he follows through with this, it cannot be good for United.
Huh?
If he follows through with all of this.
The same way Tabori did at Chelsea.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just teasing.
If Ratcliffe is going to,
your blood is running
wait,
so
no,
high.
wait.
Now let me talk.
If Ratcliffe is going to Chelsea, he's going to undo what Todd Boehly is doing. That's what I'm saying. It's the opposite of what Todd Boehly is doing.
No, it's not complete opposite, but let body talk.
First off, we do know that a number of incompetent people holding positions at Manchester United, and of course, Ten Hag will be happy because he's also part of that group. Because when you tell the management you need a particular player all summer long, it's not a big problem. But aside that, like you noted, if Sir Ratcliffe can actually sort out the unneeded elements at Old Trafford, because some people are earning so much pay and doing nothing. It's all paper talk at the end of the day. They will pay lip service to a lot of things and still not get it done. So if things can be done right from the management side of things, ensuring there's a sporting director that would ensure that football matters are being handled in the proper way. Not the one that they will bid for a player from the beginning of the transfer window until the final day. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And if deals can also be done on time, it also helps the club. You see how Klopp will go to the market, get things done, Pep Guardiola, get things done. But for Manchester United, they allow it run all through the papers, week in, week out. They enjoy the attention, like I always say. But again, it's time for Manchester United to start being run as a proper football club. And ETH as well is talking about, okay, we'll be excited to see people leave.
Yeah.
But there was a man who was recommended in Rangnick.
Okay.
Who was a proper football director, sport director, and still he didn't want to work with him. And for
was it a case of him not wanting to, or Rangnick not wanting to stay?
No. It was 𝐒𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐽 just said he didn't need
A football director.
Director. He wants his own people around, and that is what I also see with the transfers under his reign as well.
If Sir Jim Ratcliffe is coming into all of this, surely as much as Erik ten Hag, says he supports all of this and he's backing the decision from Sir Jim Ratcliffe, given everything Bode has said, and I agree with Bode actually, Erik ten Hag looks like someone that, or he comes across someone that wants his own people and all of that, it will have an effect on his power or his influence as manager or his role in that team as well.
Yes, definitely, because if you look at how things to be done, they are going to consult him when they want to make those kind of changes. It's going to also suggest the kind of people you would like to work with. Do not underestimate the role of the football director or sporting director, as because if you look at the kind of relationship between Edu and Arsenal, of Arsenal and Arteta of Arsenal, they both think with the same mind. They both see through the same glasses. But when you look at United, you can tell that Ten Hag wants this, and there are people at the club, people that during the Sir Alex Ferguson era, they were there, but they could not, they couldn't come out, they couldn't talk. It was all about Sir Alex. So the moment Sir Alex left, it was about them coming out and showing themselves that okay, now it's our turn to rule, it's our turn to reign. This is what we want to do, and that is the final. They enjoy power, they enjoy the money. But I think Ten Hag also he should be careful of what he wishes for, because if you look at how result has not been coming under Ten Hag, and also when you overhaul people like this, you have to bring in competent people. At Chelsea, one of the misfortunes currently bedeviling Chelsea is that the people they brought, they took out people that have been in the system in terms of administration, the sporting director role and all of those roles, technical role, and they brought in new people, and those new people did not understand how to run things. And that's why Chelsea are where they are in this project. So United also have to be careful. It's not about letting people go. It's about the people you bring in. And when Rangnick was brought in, the brain behind the Red Bull project and all of that, I mean, you can look at the success from where he was coming from, but he didn't want to work with this man. And a lot of managers, they prefer to work with their own people. People they work with, people they trust, people they think they have similar ideas with. So it's not a bad thing for him wanting, people he can actually trust, people that, because there's always this it's an unwritten rule, an unwritten character. A person when meet you for work, you get as he go take respect you. We'll meet you for office.
Let's go to Arsenal very quickly. Ben White, we hear is going to sign a new deal. Everybody in that whole camp, they're confident of agreeing a new deal at Arsenal. So hey, what part to be?
It's been good for Arsenal, and the fact that he's actually done well in playing that right back role. When he started playing that right back role, not a lot of persons gave him that chance. Don't forget, he came for £50 million from Brighton, but he's done well, and he can even pass as one of the best right backs in the league.
Let me stick with you on this one because it's a Chelsea story. Ian Maatsen, I don't know why Chelsea would be willing to let him go, but apparently a lot of clubs are interested in Ian Maatsen as well. Barcelona have been linked with him. Apparently there's a problem with the contract that Chelsea want him to sign. He hasn't signed it yet. Man City have been linked. West Ham have been linked as well. So
yes, he's a very, very good player. He's a very talented player. A player with, is filled with potentials, and that is one thing that all of these top clubs are seeing, and that is one thing that Chelsea also have identified in this player. They are looking for him to sign a new deal because they do not want to lose him for cheap. They do not want to lose him on the free.
What is in front of him is not favorable to him.
What he wants is assurances that he's going to be a big part of that first 11. Is going to be of the first team.
Why not?
I mean, he's a youngster. He's decent. If he goes to Manchester City, he's not going to start the City.
West Ham, Barcelona.
He might get a starting bet at West Ham, but at Barca, he also won't start. Barca is juicy, it's enticing the deal and all of that. So that is why Chelsea are looking at keeping him. And if he doesn't sign a new contract, which is in front of him by January, they will offload him because the suitors are massive in numbers.
Yes, they are actually. But very quick before starting calls and messages, let's go to Spurs and Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer came from. It's weird because when Eric Dyer first came to the Premier League from Sporting Lisbon, if I'm not mistaken, well, he started in the Premier League and then went very young to Sporting Lisbon and then returned to Tottenham Hotspur as well. I rated him very highly. I thought, okay, he has gone to Europe, learned some, some of the technical aspect of defending from. I mean, we've seen Ruben Dias, we've seen all these Portuguese defenders coming to the Premier League and do well as well. But again, hasn't really worked out for him. He had his moments, but he's prone to errors and all of that. Spurs don't want him anymore. Mourinho is looking like maybe we'll take him to the Italian capital.
Well, for Eric Dyer, let's not forget. I think he started out
as a DM.
As a DM, yeah,
not a defender.
Being converted to a central defender, and he was one of Spurs' best defender last season, if I'm correct.
So why is the manager not fancying him this time?
It's a new manager.
Okay,
it's a new manager.
The same way 𝐈𝐍𝐒 is not getting playing time.
Fair enough.
So a new manager possibly wants to work with the sort of players he does feel that fits his philosophy. And if Mourinho has worked with Dyer, and it does rate him very, very well as well. So, Chris Smalling is getting older.
Okay.
At AS Roma.
Would you take Dyer at United?
I don't mind.
Would you take Dyer at Chelsea?
Yes, he's like a warrior. If Dyer plays like a warrior, he's very.
You see, that's the warrior mentality that makes him. That's hampered him. That's what I think. Anyway, he has that. Let's go and fight. Let's.
You need that mentality.
He makes a lot of rash tackles and then gives away a lot of fouls.
He should make the rash tackles because that is why a club like United have been conceding a lot because they're doing fine boy. When they're supposed to be out there breaking legs.
As a striker, when you see a player like Eric Dyer, I beg your pardon. If he jam you once, he jam you second time, you go. They come on for him, please.
I don't know. It's just like having a John Terry in your team.
Okay.
John Terry doesn't have the time to be doing.
Oh, damn you!
You understand? If he has the chance,
you go clear.
He'll cover you as well.
Alright. Like I said, I used to rate him when he left, but again, I feel he's a bit. I like players I like dirty players. I will not lie, but I don't know. There's something about Eric Dyer that
he enjoyed his time under Jose Mourinho,
loved him so
and
much.
He was a better option to Roberto Sanchez. Yeah, what's his name?
What's his name?
Davison Sanchez. That one is.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.